In this video, I'll be showing you a Chung Ah build that you can do pretty early on for Chapter 9. Hey, Nob here, and today I'm going to be showing you a Chung Ah build for Chapter 9. Chung Ah is used for other chapters as well, and you can actually do this one pretty early on. That doesn't really require too much. I actually did this build back when I first started out, so yeah. So let's go to the build. For heroes, we'll be running Chung Ah. She doesn't actually have to be level 12. You can do it with lower levels. But if you do have her at level 12, then use her First Awakening. It's your best one over the other one, even though both of her awakenings are actually pretty poor. But yeah, it doesn't really matter too much. And also, we'll be running Hero Lock. If you don't know what Hero Lock is, I made a video on it. I'll leave a link down in the description below if you haven't already seen it. For relics, we'll be running TP Scroll. You can get this relic from Arena, so you just have to grind out Arena for a little bit and get the relic pieces. For the other relic, we'll be using Mask. It will make your Chapter 9 runs a lot smoother and easier. But the thing is, though, to get Mask, you need to clear Chapter 9 Corruption. Now I know it's confusing. I'm using a relic that the chapter that we're trying to clear gives. So how do you do this, right? So in order to unlock Chapter 9 Corruption, you need to clear Chapter 9 Normal, Phase 0, right? All we need to do is clear Chapter 9 Normal Phase 0, and then you get to unlock Corruption Chapter 9. And then pretty much you do Chapter 9 Corruption the farthest you can get, and eventually you'll hit a wall and fail, right? But although you fail, you actually still get a chance for a relic piece to drop. So the idea is that you keep on spamming Chapter 9 Corruption, even though you can't complete it, and then you eventually get enough relic fragments for Mask, and then you'll be able to create the full version, right? So yeah, you need to complete Chapter 9 Normal Phase 0 to be able to even do that, right? So how are you supposed to do that? Well, actually, the build that I'm going to show you today, you can actually still use the same thing, but instead of Mask Relic, you use Insignia Relic instead. It should be enough for you to clear Chapter 9 Normal Phase 0, so you can start farming the Corruption version for the Mask Relic pieces. But yeah, for our current build that I'll be showing you today, it will be using Mask. Now, for altars, I'll be running 15 Blacksmith. This is pretty common for a lot of invasion chapter builds. Give us the econ and the items that we want. And in Chapter 9 specifically, it's a little more front loaded. So what that means is that in the early rounds, it's more crucial for your units to be a little higher tiered than usual. So that's why I use altar heroes to ensure that, right? All right, so let's show you the build. Battle, Invasion, Chapter 9, Phase 10. Let's go. Alright, so for the first forge, we want items typically. We want a bow or staff. So we got a bow. Summon twice, double up, awesome. Also, same thing that I mentioned in my Evan build video, up here in the retreat button, make sure you have auto deploy turned off because we're running Insignia. You don't want the game to auto deploy units when you don't have max heroes on the field, right? So yeah. For the first round, all you have to do is place them in the front because they're just melee units. Okay, so for items, it's pretty important that we get staffs as well. So yeah, just keep a lookout on staffs as we go through this. Alright, so our first range unit, so we want to put our main Chung Ah on the TP and then Mask in the middle. So yeah, this is pretty much the positioning that we'll be using all the way to the boss. Alright, so this is the first time that we will see the freeze totem. If you didn't know already, it freezes your highest tier unit that you have. So in our case, it will be this tier 3 Chung Ah, but there's an interesting interaction with a TP relic actually. So the freeze totem will actually not check the TP unit. So this unit will actually be free from freezing, and then instead it will freeze our mask unit. So let's see how this works. So that'll get frozen, and then Chung Ah will just go to town. So as I mentioned, you're looking for bows and staffs, right? So ideally you want 1 bow item and 2 staff items. The bows are for Chung Ah to activate her skill quickly, and then the staff is for her damage. So if you lack in staffs, you actually might struggle a little bit at the boss especially. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. Alright, so for the boss positioning, I usually do something like this. The boss will walk up to the mass unit and aggro it, and that's the idea. So yeah, let's do it. That's it. But yeah, that's the Chung Ah build for Chapter 9. But yeah, as I said, you can get the Mass Relic fragments from Chapter 9 Corruption. Just be sure to keep on going as far as you can in it, and then when you fail, you get the Mass Relic fragments anyways, and you can get enough to make a full Mass Relic. But yeah, that's it. Thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it, and I'll see you in the next one. Later!